sit up nice and tall, kneeling at the feet of your receiver. Bring your hands together, thumbs to your sternum, nice tall spine. Feel the alignment in your body. Feel the connection against the earth. And feel the expansion up into the sky. And then bring all of your awareness here to your body. And then just reconnecting with the intentions that we worked with earlier. This act of Thai massage is a form of metta. It's a form of offering or giving loving kindness. So reflect on how good it felt to feel loved, cared for, and supported by this group here tonight. And then working with the intention of giving that away here to the person that you're with. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. And then bring your hands together. Just rub them together to generate some heat and warmth in your hands. And then just bring your hands about a centimeter apart. And then just kind of move them in and out a little bit. You might even be able to feel a little bit of energy in your hands. And coming from there, lower your hands down to the feet of your receiver. Just catching both feet. I like to bring my thumbs into the arches of the feet and then just kind of extending, feeling, and seeing the person in front of me and connecting. Connecting with their breath. And on their next inhale, we'll just pick both feet up and bring them onto the legs. If you're at a place where your arms look like chicken arms, then scoot back. And then with nice strong, or nice long arms actually, we'll just lean back a little bit. Yeah, if it's too much, like if at the top of your feet into the hard floor doesn't feel good, as the giver, maybe put a block under you if that works, or get a mat and fold it up and put it underneath your feet. So using the inhales to release, and on the exhales, leaning back, even seeing if you can let the stretch go all the way down to their chin, into their head. A full body massage, just with this one movement. And on the inhale, I'll lift the feet, lower them down to the ground. And on the exhale, I'll pour my weight into my left hand all the way into the arch of this foot. And then inhale to come up. And exhale, pouring my weight into my right. Heel the hand all the way to the arch, finding that straight, that strong alignment. Inhale up. And exhale. For some people, this can be intense on the knees. Just check in, make sure they're doing okay. So just making our way in, our up and down the arch of the feet. Massaging. Just rooting them into their body by working on the feet. One of the things I like to think of when I'm giving Thai massage, or I'm teaching yoga classes, or I'm assisting, is the way that the energy naturally wants to go. It's an opening, it's actually a grounding in the lower body, and then an opening from the hips all the way up the spine to open the heart, and all the way up the crown of the head. All right, from here, we'll turn our fingers to face towards the face of the receiver. And then we'll bring the pinky edge of our hand right into the valley between the tibia and the calf. And then we'll just palm press our way up the calves, moving with breath, pouring on the exhales. Releasing pressure, moving the hands on the inhales, stopping right below the knee. It's like a little walking meditation just with your hands. Being present, feeling their body underneath your hands. Noticing the way that the body yields to your touch. We usually go up, then down, and back up. And when you get up by the knees on the second pass, we'll set up in a lunge. If I'm ahead of you, don't worry, I'll hold up for you guys. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself when I'm talking and doing. So when we get up there, we come into a kneeling position. I like to have my right knee down, the left foot out. To the outside of their knee. Yeah. And then bring the patella or the kneecap into the palm of your hand and extend the fingers long. From here, just make a couple circles. If someone's ticklish in their kneecaps, like if this is too much and they start laughing, then maybe not do it. Or two, try extending your fingers a little bit more, not using so much of the tips of the fingers. And applying a little bit more weight. All right, from there, we'll turn the fingers out, heel the hand to massage up the inner line of the thigh. So right above the knee, pouring down, a little bit less pressure by the knees, just because they're sensitive. And applying more pressure as we make the way up. And you might even notice on the first round when you get to the hip crease that you feel the pulse underneath your hands. Just remembering where that's at if you connect to that. If you don't connect to it, it's not a big deal. Still just applying pressure there when we get to it and we do the blood stop is a really grounding sensation. And when you make your way to the hip crease the second time, we'll hang out there. I don't know if I'm too far ahead of you guys, but I'll be here waiting. So notice, I'm applying pretty much most of my weight into my hands here. It can be a little tweaky on your wrists if that's happening. Try pressing a little bit more into your index and middle finger knuckles. A little bit less crease in the wrists. If you want to go deeper, drop your hips more, lean in more with your hips, and pour your weight. If you still want more, come into more of a warrior stance with your legs and press into the back foot. Remember, you can come into down dog, crow pose, Adho Mukha Vrikasana, which is handstand. Hold here for about 15 more seconds.
We're not there yet.
All right, we'll take a breath in together. And on the exhale, just lean back. You can lean back into your heel if you're in a lunge. And then brush from the hips all the way up the toes. So if I were in a lunge, I would just go hips all the way sitting back on the heel, brushing out the toes, 3 brushes. And then coming back to a kneeling position and catching the foot. That'll be their left foot. So using your right hand to catch their left foot. You got that? Lift it up. And then I like to just kind of turn the toes in and out a few times just to make sure they're relaxed. Sometimes people just don't know how to relax. I worked on one, it's been a couple of them, but one person in particular. And it's like I would move her and stretch her, and it was like it was like a fight. Like I was like it took a lot of effort. And then I would let go of her, and her leg would just stay stuck in the air. You know, it's like, oh, like, and then I get her leg, and I try to get her to soften, and I would, like, if I let go of her leg like this, it would just stay. Yeah. So it's good. All of you look like you know how to let go. It's good. All right, come up. Bring your left knee by their right knee, and step your right foot all the way to the outside of their hip, and then you can just use your hand back behind their knee to get it to drop open. Might need to bring the leg out a little bit more. And then make sure their hand's not in the way, because if their arm's in the way, you're going to start pressing their femur bone into it. All right, and then bring your left hand to the hip. And actually bring it onto the thigh, a little bit below the hip crease. And then you can just work your way down the thigh as you stretch the hip. And then making your way back up. I feel like I'm at a place where I'm not really able to get as deep of a stretch as I want, so I have to scoot a little closer to it. That's a little better. And then I'll find a place where my hand is right at about the middle of the thigh. And then I'll just kind of lean in and hold with him and watch his breath. If he's not really taking nice deep breaths, then I'll go in a little deeper until I find that place where he's actually breathing and I know that his body's stretching. Another thing I look for is the eyeballs. If you notice the eyeballs rolling around in the back of their head, then you're probably in a good spot. Couple more breaths here. And then we'll lean back. Catch the knee with your right hand and the heel with your left hand. And then we'll drop the right knee down and step the left foot all the way over his right hip. You got it? Sometimes I teach this and everybody's like, yeah, bring the leg just across, yeah. So see how the knee folds right over. I like it to fold right about here, like the top of my knee. So bring it a little bit more out by your knee. Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, and if you're working with someone you're taller than them, if you bring your foot a little bit out more, it'll lower your leg. The idea is to get so that you're not, see, if I was to press here, it would just be a really intense calf stretch. I want the knee to actually fold over my thigh. You guys get that? And then press into the top of the shin, and then just lean. A couple of these. And then if we want, bring your hands to either side of the body. Lift your right knee, drop your left knee, and bring them into a twist. You guys get it? So move her hand a little out of the way. Yeah. Yeah. And then lower the knee all the way down. Yeah. And then lift your other knee up. Yeah. So it's sort of like we're in that Hanuman pose right there, right? You guys get it? Can you lift your back knee up? So, no, lift it up. Not lower it, lift it. So see how my foot is? Yeah, bring it up a little bit more by the sacrum. Yeah, right there, yeah. Oh, big fur. It's all right. No, it's okay. I work on little, like all different sizes. So you can do most of this stuff. Okay. From here, we'll bring the hands into the TFL. So I like to just use the heel of my hand. Here's the top of the hip crease, or the crest of the hip. And then all this right here, this is the TFL. It gets really tight for a lot of people, especially people that do a lot of yoga that requires a lot of balancing. Also people that are runners, cyclists. The TFL is like the main. Bring your hand a little bit more by the hip crease here.
Like here?
Or not the hip crease, but the top of the crest of the hip. Yeah. All right, and then from there, we'll bring our forearm to align with the spine. You guys see that? And then the other hand to the shoulder. We'll take a breath in. And on the exhale, I'll just extend the arm. And I'm pressing into my right foot to lean back. I'm feeling a lot of the sacrum into this part of my elbow. Breathe in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more and exhale. From here, I'll plant the hands down again, and I gotta kind of draw my knee up towards his head so that it stays locked against my knee. So see that? So I draw it in a little bit to bring it back. Cool. All right. From here, we'll catch the other foot. And turn it in and out a few times. Make sure they're still relaxed. Telling someone to relax, seriously, they tense up more because they start thinking. So when you tell them to relax, they like, and then they start locking up. So the idea is to be more of a ninja about it and just kind of like shake the leg out a little bit and just see if you can get their body to naturally drop into that relaxation response. Go to sleep. Yeah. Yeah, that's even more freaky. All right. All right. So you can just, from here, lift the foot up a little and use your hand behind the knee and get it to bend. Bring your right knee up, sort of by their left knee. I like to kind of even aim for like in between the knee and the pelvis. So see how my knees are like right in the middle of the thigh, or it's close to? And then my other foot steps out about a foot or so away from the hip. Yeah, and then just bring the foot into the hip crease. See if you can find a place where you can just be with no hands. Yay! All right, so from here, we'll bring the hand, the right hand, and notice how there's good, like just a long line from my wrist, or from my shoulder to my wrist. And then I'll bring my hand a little closer to the knee. The best part of this whole job is watching people's expressions when they walk by. All right, we'll find a place with our hand right at about the middle of the thigh. And then just kind of sit with them. Notice their breath. If they're not really taking deep breaths, bring them a little deeper. But if you bring them to a place where it's so deep that they hold their breath, then you went too far. If you bring it to a place where they tighten up their face and wince their eyes and their kind of get tight in their lips, then you're going too deep. But if their body is relaxing and they're taking deep breaths, those deep inhales and exhales are releasing breath. Is that pressure okay?
Okay.
All right, and then from here, I'll just lean back a little bit and we'll catch the knee, foot. Lower the left knee and step the right foot all the way over. Can you step your foot all the way? Yeah, there If you guys are feeling this in your knees at all, then you can grab it in the back. I'm feeling a little in my knees. The next one I'm going to use it in the back. Ideally, we'd all have Thai massage mats that are a big cushion like this, like a futon sort of. Yeah, and then from here, we'll plant the hands down, drop the right knee, lift the left knee. Yep, drop it all the way. Yeah, sweet. And then lift your other knee up. Yeah, there you go. All right. And then we'll bring the heel of the hand into the TFL here. Or you can even, sometimes you can use your elbow there. Is that okay?
It's just a thin mat.
Oh, yeah.
My other guy's just a little
What's that? Pedal power. Yeah. He's talking about
It's all my landscaping is just catching up with me.
All right, so right hand to shoulder, left forearm to the spine, and then just lean back. About 3 pulses to make your way down so your palm comes down towards the sacrum. And start back in the center, about 3 pulses. There you go. From here, plant the hands, draw the knee in towards the body. Come all the way up. And then we'll just catch both legs and we'll stand. So finding ways to even the transitions to find where your body's relaxed. All right. From here, step 1 foot in, like bring the foot sort of towards the pelvis, and then bring your hips forward, turn the toes in. So you're holding the heels to turn the toes in to catch your glutes, so the feet come back behind your back. Yeah. And then from there, just lean back. Inhale, and exhale. Over and over, finding ways to get out of the way. Letting go of any tension in your body, staying relaxed. When we're relaxed, we bring love, healing energy. And then we'll turn the toes in and out. And then if you just extend the arms out like this, you can bring one knee behind their knee, and the other knee behind the other knee, and get their knees to drop open. And then just kind of drive the bus. Just a leisurely drive through the and the Nick bus.
No four-wheeler?
Yeah, no four-wheeler. I don't know, this might be considered four-wheeling, this next thing. All right, from here, draw the knees down a little bit. Is that okay?
All right.
Just being gentle and knowing that you can apply a lot quick. You can also catch the heels with your hands and pull them into you a little bit. All right. You can just leave the knees bent. Actually, no, let's do this other thing. Lift the legs up. Step back a little bit. And then rest your forearms on your thighs. You're just holding the heels. You can turn the toes in and out a few times again just to make sure they're relaxed. And then just give a little pulses. This is a great place to ask to borrow money. Hey man, I'll get $100 like a month.
Dude, sure.
They're all nice and relaxed from the massage. Plus they're just shaking their head. Yes. Yes, of course you can.
Should have went to sleep.
Okay, we'll stand up here. And then you can just kind of hold the feet against your chest here and then use your hands behind their knees to get them both to bend. And then we'll sit down. And then bring the feet into your, inside of your thighs. So we're in the Baddha Konasana. You guys got it? All right. We'll take a breath in. A little congestion going on over there. And on the exhale, lean to one side. Inhale to come up. And exhale.
My legs are so short, they're already going under the bed.
Bring them a little bit wider. So I'm not even touching him with my legs. And to the other side. So far, yeah, we're just kind of creating some space so that we can get this. All right, from here, so see how the glute's exposed? I'll bring that foot in, and then so I'm sort of on the top of my foot, and I'll just kind of roll this glute over my foot. Okay? You want to make sure that your foot goes into the soft parts. And then inhale up, move the other foot in.
A little wider?
And then a little bit of a rock. So I like to try to aim for like the ball of my toe to go right into the muscle. Or the heel of my foot to go into the muscle. Just feeling different ways.
You know what muscles that? If I go start looking for muscles, she might.
Yeah. You don't want to start digging around your
Yeah,
hands.
it's kind of weird.
Alright, so then I'll just kind of walk my feet a little bit up more towards the low back so that the ball of my toe is right in the arch of his lower back. You guys see that?
No.
Can you see that from there? Maybe. We'll just kind of pretend like you can see it.
Okay.
And then, if you don't get it today, it's alright. You have the rest of your life to play around with this.
Right here,
Alright?
swallow your back.
Alright, so we'll find this spot here where the ball of my big toes are sort of in the, like at the lower back. My heels are sort of in the glutes. And I'll wrap my arms around his legs and lean back a little bit. And then just make a little movement like this.
Yeah, I feel like my feet are like this big.
Yeah, you could probably get your feet leaving a little bit more under. Alright. Then we'll just start moving our way out. So rocking side to side.
Does it feel better than?
You'll be sitting up in a second. So.
She's gonna be so good by tomorrow because she's gonna be so drained.
And then yeah, just scoot your feet out, bring it to a place. Sometimes I like to, when I'm doing this, just bring them into a twist and kind of hold them there for a little bit. We don't have a whole lot of time to do that today. Something to think about. All right, knees up. We'll stand up. I'm going to pick both feet up and scoot his hips over to the left a little bit. Okay. Just so that I can lower, when I lower his left leg, it'll be sort of in line with the mats. Okay? So you're going to still hold on, yeah. You still want to hold on to the right leg. Okay. Yeah, that's good though, that's good. With that, let's play with that for a second. So, okay. So yeah, let's lower the left foot with our... This can be kind of therapeutic too. It feels nice to just have your legs move when you're laying down. See if you can lift the legs back up. Just feeling around. It's like a little game of catch the foot. Without falling. Okay? Alright, cool. Alright, that was fun. Alright. Now we'll lower the left foot. And then we'll step over the left leg, holding onto the heel, and just kind of give a couple rocks. Ask them to stretch their arms back. Alright, so from here, like I don't even have to really do much. Watch.
It's like magic. Might want to scoot up a little so your feet are.
Scoot up just a little bit. So make sure that their feet are on the mat.
Smash your toes up.
Alright. And then, if you need to, catch their heels and turn the heel out and the toes in, so that more of the bottom of the foot is exposed and more of the top of the foot is in line with the ground. Alright, you can just bring your hands back behind you or bring them to your hips. And then just bring sort of the arch of your foot, or actually I like the knife edge of the foot into the arch of their foot. And just feeling the way that my feet fit with his feet. A lot of what I like to do as far as assisting and Thai massage goes is find the laziest way possible to do it so that I look forward to doing it rather than going, oh geez, I don't want to have to go do that again. If I can just be relaxed in my body and not building up tension, I won't build up any resentment towards it. Just keeping myself open and relaxed. And in doing that, it actually feels more therapeutic to them than if I was like forcing. There's a difference. We'll play around a little bit with that too, with using muscular effort and then just using alignment and gravity. Okay. I will turn around to face, yeah, if you guys are turned around, we're just playing with that. Go for it a little bit. Okay. Okay. You'll make some best friends doing this. Right? It's so easy too. Alright. If you haven't turned around yet, turn back around. Face them. And then we'll bring the palms of our hands to their calves and just palm press our way up the calves. We'll get right below the knee. Remember not to put too much weight near the knee. A little bit more when you're in the center of the calf. All right. And then we'll come to a kneeling position in between their legs. Lift their feet up. And bring your hands right to the heel of their foot and your forearms. Yeah. And then just draw your elbows down a little bit. Yeah. And then you can kind of just do some circles or circles. Okay. Yeah, if you want to go deep, you can come more forward like this. Okay?
Yeah, that's right. Maybe take a
How's
while.
that feel?
If you think about it, our calves and our legs, or our feet and our calves, they hold all of our body weight, So you can usually apply quite a bit of pressure.
How's that feel?
All right.
Awesome.
So from there, we'll bring the knees a little wider, and then let the arch of the foot find the back of the knee. Yeah, so see how the arch fits perfectly into that area. Yeah, and then bring the other foot over. And we'll kneel. So I step my right foot to the outside of his right leg. Right? Yeah, good. Cool. And then I'll bring the heel of my hand, right? So this is the top of the femur right here. The head of it goes in that way. I'm going to bring the heel of my hand right there. And I'm applying pressure straight down. And then I come up. And then I'll just kind of work my way down the IT band. Yeah, you can go deep quick here. So applying pressure slowly. One of the things in Thai massage is we work with moving slow so that the body has a chance to receive the work. If we go too fast, then it's more like we're fighting the body. And the body's more wanting to react. But if we pour the weight in slow, it's almost impossible to go too deep because the body will keep releasing around the pressure. If you go too fast, it's more like a punch. All right, we'll lift that foot out and then switch. Can you get her foot a little more into the crease? Yeah. A little bit. Knee out just a little bit. Yeah. That's better. All right. How's that make? Okay. All right, and then just making our way down and up to the left side. From the outside world, this probably looks like a torture.
Yeah, super torture.
Let's look at their face.
Some sinus torture going on.
Yeah. All right, and then we'll release the legs. Scoot the knees back a little bit. Legs back. And then plant your hands on either side of their hips. Bring your knees to their glutes. Just make sure that as you go to do this, that it's not jamming their hip bones into the mat too much. How is that for everyone? Good?
How's your hips? Good.
So the knees are in the glutes, even out a little bit towards the TFL a little bit, so that moving a little outside a little bit can feel nice too. And then just some couple rocks too can feel really good. Yeah. And then scoot down and bring your knees right to the center of the hamstring and right to the thigh. So you're like right at the gluteal fold or the ass butt. The ass. The ass. Ass. Ass butt. Sometimes. Sometimes I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. All right, from here, so my knees are still at the thigh, or the thighs. And then we'll just turn our heel of our hands out and just palm press our way up the erector muscles. Stopping at about where the shoulder blades are at, so you're not jamming your neck.
Okay.
Yeah, move slow too, nice and slow, gently. And when you make your way down to the lower back, another thing to think of too is if you start going too far past, like if your shoulders start coming too far forward like this, it starts to be a lot in your wrist, but it also can be a little jarring to them. So usually not.
That too.
What's that?
I was feeling that too.
Yeah. So finding where it stacks, either before where it stacks or where it stacks. You all right?
I gotta adjust my laces here.
Yeah.
Last three.
Rearrange the furniture.
Yeah.
All right, and then catch their wrists. Yeah, sometimes you ask them, sometimes you just catch their wrists and bring them back. Whatever works for you. All right, we'll take a breath in, and on the exhale, just lean back.
Breath in.
Breath in.
And then inhale, lower them back down.
Grab on my wrist so that you
And on the exhale,
inhale.
and then you can even kind of sit up a little bit
Exhale.
and lean back. One more.
Inhale.
And exhale.
And
This might be a good place for a safe word too. Like, if it gets to be too much, you can say like, "Oh, Cleveland." I just watched Portlandia and Cacao, yeah. All right, sit off to the side and just kind of rock their hips a little side to side. Yeah. And if you hadn't already set their hands up so that they're facing like this, bring their hands into that position. And we'll just step over them, catch their hips, and say, "Hey, child's pose." Usually a wide leg child's pose is best here, so that there's a little space. And then just turn your fingers to face towards their glutes, and then just sit down on your hands. Is that okay when you sacrum? Yeah, so the hands are like a barrier, right? It's a good, yeah, it's good to sit on your hands rather than sitting straight on them. I'll go over some different techniques for assisting child's pose in the next couple days. Ones that aren't so like invasive. Okay. All right, bring your hand to the lower back and lift up from the shoulder to bring them all the way up. All right, and then you'll just come behind them, but you want them to sit into a cross-legged position. I'm gonna have you turn, just you. You guys can say how you're set up. So the reason why it's like laid out the way that we're doing everything is so that the person giving is always able to look up here, right? Come into a duck. I'll come into a duck squat. I'm gonna have you turn just a little bit this way. Will you guys be? I hope you guys will be able to see. Hi. So you can just have them lean into you a little bit, and then turn your fingers out and catch the top of the traps, right by the neck and the traps where they connect. And then just moving a little bit side to side. And even walking out towards the shoulders a little bit. And even back up towards the neck.
You know, I got a question. Every time I've done this, it just seems awkward to me.
Yeah?
The spine, should it be perfectly stacked?
No.
No?
Well, so when we're doing this, it's kind of compressing it in a forward motion.
Yeah.
But the next position we're bringing them into
Okay.
is a counter to that. It's getting the whole spine to lift and lengthen. So it's sort of like a pose in the
Because I just feel like I'm just hurting her.
How's she doing? Ask her.
Another one of Jesse's misconceptions.
This is how we learn, right? All right, from here, we'll just kind of bring our fingers into like crab claws and just give them a little tip maker.
There's my wallet right here.
Yeah. $50. All right.
Okay.
And then just bring their arms back. If you saw the way I brought his arms back, you can just bring your arms like this and then bring them out. You can catch my wrists, I'll hold his wrists. Lift your chest, look up. Okay.
Be gentle.
Yeah. Yeah, move slow, move gently into it. Especially if it's your first time working on somebody like this. Or it's your first time with somebody. Yeah, maybe instead of a safe word, they give you a squeeze if it's too much. And then you can kind of walk your feet down the back. Back. And then bring their hands back to their knees. And then we'll set up our hands, fingers spread out wide. High chop. And it's amazing how good just these high chops feel, right? And then 3 brushes. The brushes feel really nice too. Alright, and then we'll thank in the traditional Thai way. Remember, if you're a woman, kapun ka. If you're a man, kapun ka.